Hi everyone! For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make your bingo cards for our bingo game on Wednesday. Okay, so let me present to you the materials that we are going to use. But before that, let me just remind you that I am not allowing you or you are not allowed to use or to buy new materials for this bingo card making. So, be resourceful. Please use your old materials, okay? So, let's have now our first material. Of course, just like what I've said before, you need an old folder. Ayan. So, this one is old. As you can see, there's no, the other side is not here anymore, okay? And also, if you don't have your folder, you can use of your old notebooks. Ayan. So, I have here my old notebook. Ayan siya, oh. And then, just cut the cover page later on. Remove this cover, and then, you can now use this one. Just rip it, okay? Just rip this one. And then, if you have that already, please prepare also for your pens. But if you don't have pens, you can use of your pencils, your crayons, or your markers. If you have any of those, you can use them. And lastly, a ruler. But if you don't have a ruler, again, let's be resourceful. Let's cut some part or a small part of our folder. Since it is straight here, we can use this as an alternative for our ruler. Ayan. Okay, so those are the materials that we are going to need. Now, let's go to the steps on how to make our bingo cards. For the first step, you get your old folder. For those who are using their old folders, you fold it this way, mga anak. Fold it this way and then cut it here on the side. And after cutting it, it should exactly look like this one. Ayan. So once cut, this should be how it looks like. Okay? But for those who are using their notebooks, have it ripped. Ayan, i-rip natin siya. And once it is ripped, it will look like this one. This. So please, ask for a help from your mom or dad or any of your guardians to cut this side so that it will become straight and it will look exactly like this. Ayan, wala na yung ganitong part niya. Okay? So, after that, we already have our folders or our cover page of our notebook. The next thing that we need to do now is to draw 5 columns. Ayan, we should draw 5 columns and then 6 rows. Do not forget that. This is the column and this is the rows. Okay? And I'm gonna show you the finished one for that step. Okay, so I already have here 5 columns. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we also have here 6 rows. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So after this one, get your markers na and we're ready to write something. But what are we going to write? Okay, here on the upper portion or the first column or row rather, for the first row, we are going to write the letters B on this side, I, N, G, and O. Okay, so I have it here now. B, I, N, G, and O. Okay, so if you are done already writing the letters B, I, N, G, and O, we are now ready to write numbers under each letters. But before that, let me just remind you that there are only specific numbers that we can write here under B, under I, N, G, and O. What are those? Let's start with letter B. The only numbers that we can put under letter B are the numbers from 1 to 15. So you're going to choose 5 numbers from 1 to 15. Why 5 numbers? Because we have 5 rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to write those 5 numbers there. But make it sure that there will be no number that will be written repeatedly. Okay? So you're just going to write those numbers once. Okay? Okay. So I wrote here 3, 15, 2, 12, 1, and 7. And as we all know, those numbers are just from 1 to 15. Okay, so if you're done with letter B, let's proceed to letter I. Again, there are only numbers that we can put under letter I. And what are those? Those numbers starting off with number 16 up to number 30. Okay, so we are going to choose numbers from 16 to 30. Those are the numbers that we can write here under I. So you can choose again 5 numbers and you can write it under I. Again, 16 to 30 only. So if you are done with letter I, we can now proceed to letter N. And again, there are only numbers that we can write under N. And what are those? Those numbers starting off with number 31 up to number 45. Okay, so you can choose numbers again from 31 to 45. 5 numbers, okay? And write it under N. Okay? So we're down to letter G, and the numbers that we can write under letter G are numbers 46 to 60 only. Okay? So you choose again 5 numbers starting off with number 46 up to number 60 and write it here. Okay? So I'm done with letter G. Now we're down to our last column, our letter O. And here in our letter O, the only numbers that we can write are numbers from 61 to 75. You choose there, 61 to 70. Okay, so we are already done with our bingo cards. Again, there are only numbers that we can put under B, under I, under N, under G, and under O. Now, I am already ready for our bingo game on Wednesday. So if you have some questions regarding our bingo cards, just message me using my messenger, or you can message me through SMS using the number below. Okay, and that's it. I hope you did understand how to make your bingo cards. And that's all for today. See you again on our next video tutorial. Bye-bye, everyone!